Yes, I think it's an interesting issue with recycling because that's really something that we need to do and it needs to increase. But it's definitely a problem with hazardous chemicals in recycled plastics because when you recycle, you don't know where it came from and you don't know what it's to be used for. And we have studied this quite a lot, and we know that responsible companies that want to fulfill regulation are reluctant in using recycled plastics because they cannot be sure that they are compliant with, for example, food packaging regulation. So the issue that hazardous chemicals are used in plastics from the start is really a main obstacle to being able to recycle plastics more, because there is nobody who wants to buy it if the content is unknown. Not all companies, but companies that have a responsible chemicals management and have worked a lot in controlling what they have in their products, they don't feel okay with buying recycled, because then they need to sort of test every batch to be sure that this material is as of the same quality as their new products, I'd say. So it's risking the quality of their products to use recycled materials. So some companies try to do more like closed loop within their own facilities or collecting things that they have sold themselves to have that control. I don't think there are legal problems to recycle certain types of plastic, but there are a lot of practical problems. And so especially plastics, materials that contain on different layers or different types of plastics, or that is blended with other materials, is very difficult to recycle. To my understanding, it's the same regulation for in terms of chemicals when it comes to recycled as to virgin plastics, but it's much more difficult to check. So there it's required that the companies themselves have this knowledge and put that demand on the plastics to use it for, depending on what it's used for. Now it's been revealed that sometimes it's used something to wash the plastic in between that could be also remaining and be problematic, and also that over the circles of use the plastic tends to get of lesser quality and also to release more hazardous chemicals. So I could not say that it's not safe because I still think it's something we need to do and something that should work, but it's not yet. It's definitely something that needs to be investigated and quality checked and so forth, because there is a potential for problems there that should not be ignored. Today, hazardous chemicals are needed. I cannot say exactly everything, but I know that one group of products where it's difficult to replace all hazardous chemicals right now is electronics, for example. So I think it would take a long time before we can safely reuse, for example, plastics from electronics to food packaging. I think we are very far from there. So electronics is probably something that will, for some time to come, need to be treated especially and need to be reduced only for or reused only for electronic again.